Welcome back to Camp Out West, and a special thank you to Squarespace for sponsoring today's video. Welcome back. It's been a good few weeks since we put a video out and there's been plenty of stuff going on. So the first thing is we've had the worst storm in 70 years. So on parts of the coast in Wales here we've had speeds up to 83 mile an hour, which is quite rare for us. So in other parts of the world, that's the wind speeds you get with category 1 to 2 hurricanes. So we're used to wet weather and storms of that nature, but high speed winds is completely new on us. So if you live in West Wales or even the southwest coast of England, I'm sure you've had all the inconvenience of trees down in the roads and damage to property, but yeah, plenty been going on. As it was a red weather warning, we thought we should take it quite seriously. So fortunately we had the shipping containers on the land because we were worried about the chickens. So we took the chickens and their coop and all their feed and everything, and we put them in their own shipping container with a fresh bale of hay, and we put them like a big work light on a timer, and they absolutely love it. One of the chickens was actually molting and she'd stopped laying, and after a couple of days in the shipping container she's laying again. So I think they actually prefer being in the container, so very lucky that we had those on site. We didn't feel safe staying in our little caravan in the storm, so we booked ourselves an Airbnb to get off the land, which we're glad that we did, but even the Airbnb had power cuts. So we're quite lucky. We took one of our battery generators. We're kind of turned into like preppers now, I think. We kept coming back every night to check on the land, and stuff was everywhere. Even in the caravan, anything that was on the shelves and things were all over the floor. So we 100% would not have slept in there. So we're glad that we left the land for those 2 nights. It was fortunate for us that we fared quite well in the storm compared to some of our neighbours. We had neighbours whose stable roofs came off, power lines were down. We've had villages around us with no power for up to 2 weeks. We're quite fortunate. The main damage we've had is we had a tree come down from our neighbour's property and hit the beehive, which luckily there are no bees in it at the moment. We've had a load of willows that have essentially sort of split in half, so there's a lot of clearing up to do there. Our main worry was the pine trees that's behind our cabin, which we absolutely love and people keep telling us to take down. We were worried this storm was going to take them down and damage the cabin, but fortunately for us that wasn't the case, because the wind was coming from the northwest, which it doesn't typically come from here. But the main damage that we had on the land was to the greenhouse.
During the storm, the scaffolding actually fell into the greenhouse, and because the wind could actually get in, it's then ripped the roof panels off as well. But we're just really lucky that the greenhouse is still there, because I didn't think it was going to be here when we got back because the winds were so strong. So another thing that John's built really, really well. But we're just really grateful that the scaffolding didn't actually fall the opposite direction into the cabin, because that would have caused a lot of damage. But it is really our own fault. We should have thought that the scaffolding shouldn't have been stood upright. We should have really packed it down, but that's just a lesson for next time. But during the storm, obviously there's been a lot of animals that have been seeking refuge, and some mice actually came into the greenhouse and they have raided it. They had a midnight feast and they've eaten every seed in sight. So the greenhouse has taken an absolute beating inside because part of the roof panels have been ripped off, or we've had all the wind and rain that has just been coming in, and all the wind has ripped everything off the shelves, and all of my seed supplies, the mice have just had a frenzy. All my seeds I saved from this year and everything I'd bought for next year, and even my little Christmas packets I'd made for gifts, they've just all been eaten. But that's just another lesson for me. So next year I'm just going to have to put them in a lockbox. I had no idea that the mice would just come in and have a midnight feast.
So that's all the damage that we had from the storm. I think all in all we're pretty lucky. Thanks to everyone that messaged us, checking in on us to see if we were okay, and even people offering us places to stay. So we really appreciate that. But we're going to show you now what we've been up to in the cabin. One issue we've had from the storm is the driving rain. So it was the most wind I think we've ever had. The driving rain was actually pushing water past the seal of the front door, and it's got like an aluminium strip at the bottom which has drainage holes, but I think so much rain and water was getting pressed in that it was kind of flooding into the cabin. So we need to make some adjustments to the door so that it locks more on the seal. But what was happening is water was creeping into this bathroom area and was actually wicking into the bottom of the wood of the wall and soaking the insulation at the bottom. So that's the reason why behind me looks like a scene from Dexter. So we've basically sealed it all over with this polythene, and then we've got dehumidifier in there. There's not much moisture in there, but before we seal it all up ready for the first fix, we have to dry it all out. So our next job is take all this off, and we're going to board the top of our ceiling, like our storage little loft, and then crack on. We're using OSB for the storage loft above the bathroom. So our first job is cutting the sheets down to size before fixing them into place. Our electrician is coming tomorrow to do the first fix, so today we're doing all our last little jobs to get it ready. So first on the list is finishing the bathroom. Storage loft ceiling on, it was time to finish the partition wall for the bathroom. We used 20mm hardwood plywood to stiffen up the wall and to give us something solid to attach the gas boiler to.
In the bathroom.
Go in the kitchen. Where's your bed?
Good girl.
Now it was time to add our superfoil insulation and battens for our surfaces to go in. The next morning our electrician came to do the first fix. We're lucky we could hire my godbrother Ben to come and do the work. He also let me be his apprentice for the day, so I got to learn the ropes, and he even bought us some uniform to wear for the job. We spent the first part of the morning marking where all of our sockets, fuse spurs and lighting fixtures would go, using a laser level to make everything uniform, and then it was time to start running our cables and getting them clipped into place. Our site supervisor Maggie spent most of the day sleeping, but conveniently woke up during our breakfast toast break.
She can smell something, look.
Oh, she is.
Hi.
She's literally obsessed with chocolate.
Yeah.
Anything that's got dairy in it, she will be.
You're standing on all the cable. You've been sleeping for hours.
You have been sleeping for ages.
Hmm.
Gunky.
This looks so small.
Well, that's the tenant trunk.
Yeah.
Have it like exactly the same on both sides in a lot of respects.
Yeah.
Like the roof and it. If you ever wondered why our jobs take so long, it's because we're easily distracted by Maggie, but how could we not be? The next day our log burner installer Aled arrived. First he cut our slate half the size and bonded it into place on top of a piece of cement fiberboard. Then it was time to move our wood burner on, line it all up and then fit the first section of the chimney flue pipe. Next, all our plumbing materials and LPG gas combi boiler for the cabin arrived, ready for our plumbers to come and do their first fix. Our local plumbers, Luke and Leighton, came to fit all the pipes for our water and heating for the cabin. It's actually hard to believe we've gone over 2 years without running water, a flushing toilet or an indoor shower in the caravan. This is going to be such a game changer for us. Once the pipes were fitted, they did a pressure test to check for any leaks before we could close up the walls. As you would have seen there, we've had a pretty productive couple of weeks. We've had our first fix electric, plumbing and the wood burner installed. We've also had the delivery of the 4th shipping container. If you watched our last YouTube video, you would have seen that we were offered 4 free shipping containers on a dog walk. We just had to pay to remove and transport them. We had so many good ideas of what we should do with them from you all. For now we're thinking one of them we will turn into our shower and toilet block for our glamping guests. We would love to turn one into a small gym workout space for us to be able to use on site. And we're also thinking for the other 2, we would turn one into an office and the last one into a small workshop for future projects. It's amazing now we've got those 4 containers on site. So we've got 4 dry lockable storage solutions on the land. So we've been getting all of our deliveries for all the items we need to finish the cabin. So we've had our flooring, our interior cladding has arrived, all the bits like the shower tray and the toilet for the bathroom, as well as we've even ordered our kitchen. So they're now on site. So we're not going to have to kind of do jobs and wait for stuff to be delivered and things. We've been able to get them all on site, which is amazing. Our goal this year was to try and be in the cabin in some form for Christmas. We're just a week away from Christmas now, so I think we've probably failed on that account. But we have been very busy with our day job, so we're wedding photographers, and our goal every year is to get all of our weddings done and delivered to our couples before Christmas. So our last wedding of the year got delivered yesterday, so we have achieved that goal. As well as that, we've been busy. We have our online stores, so we've been packing and sending off our orders, as well as meeting people in real life at Christmas markets. So big thank you to people that made a massive effort to come and support us in person at the Christmas markets. It was really nice to chat to people and actually see the people that we chat to in the comment section. So we've chucked some clips up of the Christmas market because I appreciate it's quite far for everyone. That's all our weddings delivered and all of our online orders packed. So now we've got a few months where we can just focus on the projects on the land and the cabin. So really excited for that. We're going to put a video out around Christmas, which has got our biggest giveaway in it. So we're really excited to show you that. But that's the end of today's video. Thank you for watching. And before I go, just want to say thank you to today's video sponsor, Squarespace.
If you're new to Squarespace, they're an all-in-one website platform that gives entrepreneurs and creatives the tools to propel their products and brand ideas into successful businesses online. Being owners of 3 online businesses, we know how important it is to have a fully functional and professional website that not only helps us elevate our brands, but also allows us to make an income and connect us to customers from all over the world. Whether your business is just starting out or you're managing a growing brand, Squarespace make it easy for anybody, no matter your web design background or ability, to create professional and beautiful websites, online stores or booking platforms. We are currently in the process of building a website and online store for Camp Out West, and what we love most about Squarespace is their incredible selection of ready-to-use website templates that are already available to use within your account. Squarespace also uses a next-generation website design system called Fluid Engine, which makes it effortlessly easy for you to customize every design detail of your website with their easy-to-use drag-and-drop technology, which works on both desktop or mobile, allowing you to create the website of your dreams with ease. We also love their online store functionality feature, which will allow us to sell our hand-poured candles along with our Camp Out West coffee and t-shirts to people from all over the world. We love how easy it is to upload our products and get them ready to sell in just a few clicks. If you've ever dreamt of starting your own business or brand, or you're creative and you want to elevate your online presence, just head to squarespace.com/campoutwest for a free trial and get 10% off your first website purchase or domain. Thanks again for Squarespace for sponsoring this video.